The supply chain of the future will better impact the planet by using technology and advanced processes. So on, an on-to basis, you can lower energy consumption, accelerate your transition to sustainability to create less waste, utilizing less water, and then have higher transparency to provide a positive impact overall to the planet.
I think as far as better impacting the planet, we've been making a lot of progress over the years. We're seeing stuff with sustainability, better packaging, optimizing transportation routes, etc. And what we see a lot now with our projects is the impact of CO2 and emissions outputs. So when we're doing work with our clients today, usually there's some type of CO2 calculation, impact analysis that goes along with all of our outputs as well.
The supply chain of the future will better impact the planet in many ways. Today, we see a lot of discussions where we might want to put an operation in a community, and maybe there's negative impacts on that community. They don't really want an operation in their backyard. But if we could imagine a world where actually those in a community will petition and ask for operations to come in because they know their community will be better for it. Maybe there's a community outreach program. Maybe the air is cleaner around an operation. The water is cleaner coming out. Maybe there's better economic prosperity around that operation, and I think it's one that's not so crazy and outlandish. I'm actually hearing the sentiment from others, which is really exciting. So if we start to think about the impact that we have on the world around us, we can start to think about this idea of regeneration or renewing the environment around us. Now that's a big ask and that's a long ways to go. So for now we can think about understanding the impacts that we do have, and those might be environmental, they might be through the air, through water, material use, and it might be social, the communities that we impact around us. It also could be the people who work throughout our value chain that we're not always aware that they exist. They don't work for our brand, they might work for a supplier. But better understanding the human experience around our operations will be the first steps to getting to that supply chain of the future.
So according to World Economic Forum, supply chains of every company contribute to 80% of their carbon footprint. So the companies across different sectors have realized that and have started taking a number of steps, like leveraging renewable energy sources, using sustainable sourcing practices, optimizing transportation, and reducing waste. On the other hand, consumers have started demanding for eco-friendly products, and they are even ready to negotiate the compromise on the price. The increasing value provided by supply chain will be further augmented by substantial reduction of their environmental impact as we move forward.
Accenture research shows that 60% of all greenhouse gas emissions are driven by supply chains. So as I think about how do we take that number down, how do we really make a difference to the planet as supply chain leaders, the first thing is increasing transparency. So I think most companies and supply chain leaders today are doing a good job of measuring their scope 2 and 3 emissions. But there's more to do to really make that transparent, and then to understand what is driving them and take the actions to reduce them, not just understand what they are. Then I think the second piece is moving beyond just the carbon emission measurement. Waste, right? Waste comes from all industries in different shapes and forms, right? In food and beverage manufacturing, it's all of the waste that comes off the line, water usage. In auto and industrial, it's the metals, it's the usage of all raw materials that again, are starting to be measured, but aren't necessarily being deliberately actioned in terms of, how do you reduce them?